Hello friends, in this video we'll create Add Project API. Back to editor. Up to last video, we have seen the concept of registration API, login API, profile API and logout API. Now this time we work on Add Project API. This is also a protected method. It means to call Project API, we need to pass all about the token value inside header. And from that token value, we'll retrieve student ID. So let's open project controller class. So needs to go inside app, http controllers API and project controller class. From this controller class, we'll work on this add project method. So while calling this method, we need to hit using post request type and also we need to pass form data. We can access form data inside this method by using this request object. So what are the steps we need to follow? Let's go here. First we'll add all about data validation. After that we need to work with project model and then we will actually return our response. So before implementing all about data validation, let's go to our database table, click on projects table, go to structure. So we can see that to create any project we need values for student ID, title, description and duration. This ID value we can get from our token that will pass inside header. And all about title and description, these are required parameters because duration is going to also accept the null value. So let's go back to editor, inside data validation, request object, validate method, pass an array here and the first value we have title and description. And the rule will be required. I will copy and paste in front of this description. Now let's get all about student ID from token. So here let's call it as user, not user, let's say student ID equals to, by using auth helper function and ID method, we can get all about the user ID from token. So this will return all about student ID. Now next, let's use all about the concept of model class and create method to insert project data into table. So here, project, I will use create method, pass an array here and the columns we have called student ID, title, description and finally we have duration. So in place of student ID, this value we are getting from token, title we are getting from request, description also will get from request body and duration. Let's copy and put it here. So successfully this is all about data binding inside this create method. So this will insert this data into our table. Now let's prepare a response here. So return response JSON, pass an array here. Let's say status equals to true, message, let's say project created successfully. Save all these changes. All we have done with this add project method. Now let's do a quick unit testing. Go back to Postman. Before that, let's start development server, PHP, artisan serve, copy project URL, copy link, Postman, pass it here. But before calling add project API, let's call first all about login API so that we can generate a token value. So /API login, need to select post request type, go inside headers, let's add accept application JSON, go to body, form data, here we need to pass the value for email address and password. So email gmail.com, password is from 1 to 6. Let's click on send button. Now we can see that login successful and this is our token value. Now let's go and open a new tab. Select post request type, go inside headers. Let's pass accept application JSON. Let's copy the token value. Go inside headers. Let's add one more key, that is authorization bearer space, and this is our token value. Let's go inside body, select form data. Now we need to pass title. Let's pass value project title 1, description, project content 1, and all about duration. Let's say duration equals to 5 months. So successfully we are passing all valid data with this form data, and also we are passing our authorization token value. And one more thing, here we have the login API URL. Now let's go inside our routes.php, api.php, and here we need to call add-project. So just copy, go here, instead of calling login, it will be add-project. So let's say I am not passing authorization value, click on send button, we can see unauthenticated. Pass token value, all the data, click on send button, and here we have some error, that is call to undefined method get auth identifier. And I think this issue is coming if I go inside editor, go inside project controller class. So I think by using this ID method, we are getting that error. So what we can do here, instead of calling ID, let's call user method, and let's print the user details, student data. Let's copy, put it here. I will add die for the time being. Let's save this change. Go and click on send button. So we can see that we are getting a student object, and if we go and see that this is all about the ID value, so we need to read all about this value. So go here. So from this student ID means student data, here let's say student ID equals to student data, and I will call ID column. So successfully here we have used the user method to get all the data, and from all this data we are retrieving only the ID value. Save this change, go back to Postman, click on send button. Now as we can see that project created successfully. So instead of using ID method, we can also use user method. Let's go back to table, click on browse. Now as we can see, we have one entry inside this projects table, that is student ID 3, and this ID is coming from token, authorization token value. Here we have the title, description, and duration. If I go here and let's open our students table, this is our first student. So what we can do here, I will copy this email address value, go here, let's create one more project with this token value. So project title 2, content 2, let's say 2 months. Click on send button, project created. If I go and reload this projects table, now we have one more entry of this student ID. Now this time I will use the first user. So this is the email value, password is same. Click on send button. Here we have the new token value. I will copy this token value, go here inside this add project API, go inside headers. Now inside this authorization bearer space, and here we have the new token value, and this is of user ID 1. Click on send button, but before that let's do some changes here. Project title 3, and let's say this will be of 7 months. Click on send button, project created. If I go and reload this table, now we can see student ID equals to 1, and these are all the details. So successfully, by the help of this video, now we have created one more API, and that is Add Project API. Let's go to our checklist, and here this is also completed. In the next video, we'll see some more different concepts. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.